Hundreds gathered to protest the latest case taken up by the Supreme Court.
Not one more! Not one more!
Oral arguments were heard involving a case that would ban those with domestic violence restraining orders from possessing a firearm. The challenge comes from a man that was the subject of a restraining order and was involved in 5 shootings. His attorneys are banking on the court's decision in 2022 to make it easier to acquire handguns.
I really want to bring it back to 2022, where the Supreme Court issued its decision in NYSERPA v. Bruin. And basically in that decision, the majority opinion issued by Clarence Thomas basically said that courts cannot consider modern interests and modern lives when ruling on whether or not gun safety laws are constitutional. Basically, Bruin said that judges should only consider the history and tradition of the United States and completely disregard the government's interest in public safety and the lives of 21st century Americans. Here, I think that the Supreme Court really has the chance to fix what it said in Bruin.
There's a very large connection between mass shootings and domestic violence, as the shooter at my elementary school actually committed an act of domestic violence as his first act of violence that day. So this issue is very, very near and dear to my heart, because the way I see it, if you allow domestic abusers to have access to guns, that is allowing and opening the door for violence inside the home and outside of the home, as more mass shootings could come to happen.
Many expressed concern, citing that more harm could come to victims depending on how judges rule. According to the National Library of Medicine, a victim or survivor of intimate partner violence is 5 times more likely to die when an abusive partner has access to a gun. Taina Patterson was 15 when her mother's ex-boyfriend threatened her family with a gun.
We were scared. We didn't really know what to do until he said, "I have a gun." And when I heard those words, I immediately grabbed my 2 little sisters and we went to my room and we hid underneath our bed and started praying to God. And when he heard that the police were being called, he ran off, and thankfully no shots were fired that day. I'm not a legal expert and I'm not a lawyer, but I am a survivor, and I hope to have the justice side on our side and protect us, not abusers.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this video, check out these other videos from USA Today to stay up to date with all the latest news.